All right, here with Dad, Raymond Anthony DeVito, and just some thoughts about his youngest brother, Paul.
I'm on.
You're on.
All right. Well, before Paul was born, I was horrified to find out that my mother was pregnant. I was horrified because I couldn't believe that their age they were still having sex. Well, after I got over that,
How old would they have been?
I don't know, but to me they were ancient.
Yeah, because you're
Remember, I'm 15 now.
Right.
All right, so anyhow, we found out after my mother was pregnant that she also had a gallbladder issue. And so all through her pregnancy, she was on a restricted diet. And the only meat she could eat was lamb.
Oh.
So we had a lot of lamb in the period while she was pregnant. I'm 15. I don't know much about life or anything. And I'm not overly thrilled with babies until Paul was born. When Paul was born and brought into our house, I couldn't believe it. I kept going into his bedroom while he was asleep and looking at him. And to me, Paul was just absolutely beautiful. I looked upon him as a miracle that he was. And I kept going back. I kept going back and looking at him, and I was delighted with Paul. So I fell in love with Paul before Paul had a personality, and I was right. Paul was a character. He was a very funny guy. I'll tell a few stories. He loved pizza. His two favorite pizza places were Della Sella in Verona and Vincent's in on Forest Hills. He told the story about Vincent, the owner of the pizza place, and he would go there often. And Vincent, his name was Canesi, would be making pizza with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and the ash about to fall onto the pizza he was making. And Paul said that always amazed him. He thought Vincent had white hair, except one day he went and Vincent's hair was black. So his hair was filled with flour. And Paul would tell this story, and of course, that's one of the things I remember him for. Paul had a great sense of humor. I loved him dearly. I miss him dearly. And it's unfair that he died at such an early age. I did not know that Paul's goal was to live beyond what his mother lived to. He didn't make it. Rebecca told me that the last time we were together. And he just hoped that he would live longer than her. Well, he didn't. And that's the big disappointment. Paul had a great sense of humor, very funny guy. I loved him dearly, and I miss him dearly. It's enough. I think that's enough, Pete.
So, hey, let me ask you something. Was it weird being 15 years older than him?
Very weird.
Like, so you were...
Oh, yeah. We have pictures of me with no shirt on, coming back from work with my dad, holding Paul, baby Paul.
Yeah.
And that was weird. to see that picture today. Paul, one other thing. I watched Paul and his friends, and he had some very good close friends. Kenny Young was one, and Gary Rogers was the other. And I could still visualize the little gremlins, probably first or second graders, playing together. And they were good people like Paul.
Now, so you were only living at the house for 3 years.
That's right.
So Paul would have only been 3 when you went to college, and
That's
after
correct.
that, you never really.
Well, but I stayed.
You were still around.
Yeah, I was at home.
You were still around, yeah. So.
I miss him dearly.
Can you tell like your memories of him with? I know you always talked about when he got his PhD and how big a deal that was.
When he was what?
When he got his PhD.
I'm sorry.
His PhD, Dad.
PAC.
PhD.
Oh, yeah. Paul was obsessed with getting his PhD, and so was my father. And that led to bad things later on. But it was not that important. Paul would come home while working on his PhD and talk about his rats. He had to take care of his rats for his experiments. And then when the experiment was done, he had to go in and kill them all. So that was interesting.
Oh.
But he was a rat psychologist. Any other questions you could think of, Pete?
Talk about Uncle Paul's his favorite things like music and.
Oh, his most favorite thing was the Beatles, and he ended up going to England and going on a Beatles tour with a fellow administrator from another college, and he loved that tour. He said he saw all the places where they played and so on. But he was a Beatles man all the way.
Yeah. And I always think of Three Stooges. Didn't you guys go see the Three Stooges or?
Pardon?
The Three Stooges. Didn't you guys go see the Three
God,
Stooges?
yeah, I forgot that. Paul's favorite comedians were the Three Stooges. He loved them. And remember, the Three Stooges were originally in the 30s, and they became very, very popular again in the 50s.
Right.
And Paul loved them. They thought they were the best. And one of the things that Paul was able to do, my dad and mother took Paul and my future sister-in-law to see them at the Holiday House in Monroeville. And we have pictures of that too, about them all at the Holiday House to see the Three Stooges. Oh, he also loved Groucho Marx. That was his other favorite comedian.
Right.
And he would also give you Groucho comments and so on.
And he liked Muhammad Ali. Remember, he'd always say, "I'll whip your butt."
Yeah.
He'd always say that to me, at least.
Yeah, he did. Paul was a character.
Yep. I just have good memories, and I already told Aunt Rebecca this. I have good, and I was so little, and I think their wedding was like the first wedding I ever went to.
Right. Oh, you were there. That's right.
I was.
You were there, and
I was 6, I guess. Or no, I was
and
7.
you remember they were married in a tent. Remember the tent?
Well, yeah, whether they held up
We
the
held
sheet,
up the
right.
tent.
Yep, it was cool for sure.
I miss him, Rebecca. I miss him a lot. That's enough.
All right.